Welcome to Navigating Complexity, Workshop C, Video 1. In this video, we are going to look at the cycle of change model to help explain the often complex nature of situations faced by people who have multiple and complex needs. It is important to reflect on the fact that many support services, including statutory services, are often asking people to change or supporting people through difficult changes in their lives. This can appear to be a complex process for both the person as well as staff, and therefore we felt it important to share learning on this topic. This model outlines the distinct stages that a person is going through when they are trying to change their behaviour. Knowledge of these stages can help professionals place a person's behaviour and situation within the broader process of change. When working with people who have multiple and complex needs, Fulfilling Lives find this model to be very helpful in gauging how best to approach people with offers of support and guiding what that support might look like. Now, let's take some time to look at the cycle of change model in a little more detail and familiarise ourselves with the different stages. The change process is broken down in 5 parts as a progression from an initial pre-contemplative stage, where the individual is not considering change, to a contemplative stage, where the individual is actively ambivalent about change, to preparation, where the individual begins to plan and commit to change. Successful progression through these stages leads to action, where the necessary steps to achieve change are undertaken. If successful, action leads to the final stage, maintenance, where the person works to maintain and sustain long-term change. Lapse and relapse is considered an important stage in the change process and is used as an opportunity to learn about sustaining the maintenance stage in the future. Thinking more broadly, the cycle of change can act as a good way of checking in on how someone is doing. For example, if someone you're supporting is accessing substance misuse services and trying to address their addiction, you can ask them if they're still attending their recovery groups. Showing you are aware of their situation and taking an interest in their well-being. People will appreciate this style of communication and support, and you will be acknowledging how someone is trying to address and maintain their recovery. The cycle of change model shows us that the lapse and relapses of people you're supporting should not be viewed as a failure. If anything, the model shows us that recovery is not linear and that the process of change is different for everyone. It is important to acknowledge that the use of language, lapse and relapse, does not imply the model is only applicable in a substance misuse treatment setting. It is something that can be used when trying to change any form of behaviour. For example, it can be applied to something minor like trying to stop eating bread, or to something more serious such as controlling one's anger. The cycle of change model helps to give staff a language to communicate where someone is at in their change journey. It is a useful tool to communicate to peers, managers and others how someone is doing and holds a hopeful position that change is always possible. The model highlights that we should respect the massive change that someone is going through and how complex change itself can be, the fear someone is facing, or the vulnerable state the person is likely to be in. In the next video, we will take a closer look at the pre-contemplative and contemplative stages of change.